course, and I'm going to show you how to do some foliage trees and some pine trees in like autumn. Well, dead pine trees and autumn trees as well. So first I'm going to do some branches on my foliage tree. I'm going to take burnt umber and some ultramarine. This makes a nice black, a nice warm black. Just using and mixing them. And I'll show you this kind of knife I'm using. You could use other ones, those like diamond shaped ones as well. So I will dip this dagger striper brush. I talked about it a bit in my last video, so I'm going to use that to do. I'm going to do branches first. So here's the trunk. I'll just apply it thick like that a bit, and then as it kind of gets to the top, it narrows a bit, but not too much. And now I'm going to do side branches like that. Do the main ones first. So it kind of split apart on me there. That's okay. Does that? I'll just add a little more odorous mineral spirits, because otherwise the oil is just too thick on its own to do branches with. Like so. Just do a few. And then as it gets close to the top, the branches are smaller and it narrows. Now once I think I got what I like, then I'll just start doing, the branches off these branches. Do some branches there, do some there. Have fun with it. Get some more paint when needed, and thin it a bit with a thinner. Not to the point where it gets runny. You don't want that. It's just painted like that. Just adding them. It's hard to control using a bit big dagger striper. And then maybe I can do some little small ones off here. I'll be doing foliage in a second, so I'll cover half of these branches up. But alright, I think that's good. Now I'm going to take a fan brush here. Any kind of fan brush as long as it's bristle. I'll clean my knife off with a rag or paper towel, whatever you have handy. Now I'm going to do a dark mix of burnt umber and some I can't say it right. Hydroxycine, I think. It's hard to pronounce, I think. Anyway, I'm just gonna put it where branches are. This might look black on the camera. Unfortunately, that's what cameras do. They like to make things darker and lighter than they really are. So I'll just apply in areas like that. And have some branches, cover some of the branches up, and some won't be covered up. So there we go. I'm going to get a little more dark, so I'm just going to take, again, burnt umber, dioxazine. I think I said it right now. Finally. Some purple. You can add a little more purple or burnt umber depending what you want. Very strong purple, so you probably won't need a lot. So I'm going to add a little more dark here just to cover that. And leave spaces and such. Okay? So the wind can blow through it. Looks like the wind can blow through it. Clean my knife. Now I'm going to take some yellow ochre for a mid-tone. Maybe I'll add maybe a little purple to it. Just a little bit. Remember that tool's very powerful. Okay, like so. Just going to wipe my fan brush to get some of that Axe dark paint off, and I'm just going to add, and there's light. Now I'm going to have my light, I'm just going to exaggerate my light source and have it coming from the top left. So I'm going to put it on here. Don't be afraid to apply it a little thick because we want texture work, like so. You might not see the I might have to exaggerate the value a bit because again, it's probably you probably could barely see this on the camera. So I might add ochre. I'm going to take some lemon, a little lemon. Maybe mix a little yellow deep, which is like a yellowy orange, and see if that's better. Yeah, that's a little better. Just apply it. Now we got our dark and light. I mean our dark and mid-tone, sorry. Now we need light. So I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to get a fan brush with light tones on it. That's going to use my light tones because oil brushes are just hard to clean. And I like cleaning them after rather than during paint sessions. So I'm going to just take another fan brush. Now for light, I'm just going to use lemon yellow. Lemon yellow is a cool yellow. It has a green in it. So I'm going to add a little yellow orange to warm it up a bit. Makes like a nice, kind of more of a yellowy orange, but not quite as deep. I'm going to show you what it looks like here. That's on my brush, that. Yeah, like that tone. So I'll add it. I'm probably gonna need more. And you're gonna put on and lift off. You're gonna put it on and then you're gonna wipe the excess off your brush. And if you have to mix more, then mix more. I'm gonna have to do that here. Mix a bit more. Maybe I'll add a little white to it. Just a little white. Titanium white. And then I'll put it on like that. And then I think that's, throw a little light on the top. As I think I said, it gets lighter as the tree aims towards the top. Just apply it in some places. Apply it maybe down here a little. Wipe off. I think it's pretty much done. I don't want to mess around with it too much, otherwise I'll mud it up. Okay, that looks pretty cool, I think. Now I'm going to show you how to do dead pine trees and such, because that happens in nature. So I'm going to take just burnt umber and ultramarine. It's the same as our trunk for dark, and it makes a warm black, as I said. Okay, and then I'm just gonna but we don't want to thin it this time. I'm just gonna mark it like that. However tall you want it, we can do a few. We can do one here, maybe another tall one, another one there. And then then we go like this, from side to side, and letting the brush do the work. All you're doing is basically just pouncing. You could drag it down a bit like this. I did that in the foliage tree there. And there you go, there's some trees there without much work. Maybe I'll throw a little on the bit at the base, a little more at the base here. And always have your trees different heights. It's more interesting rather than all the same height. Otherwise it looks monotonous when you do that. So I think that's good for dark. Now for a light tone, I'm just going to put a little light, maybe, it's dead, so it's going to be like a lighter brown tone. So I could take, the dark mixture here and just add a little lemon to it. Take my umber and ultramarine mix, add a little lemon to it. It's going to make like a really subdued green. Maybe add a little yellow orange to it. Yeah, it's making more of a green. That's okay. Because there might be some green left on them. Just throw it in. Add a little white to it as well. Titanium white. Okay, so there you go. And then just add some tones. Wipe off some of the excess as you're going to pick up the dark. Apply again. And there you go. That's some trees. I'll show you how to do some grasses too, some maybe dead grasses and stuff. You know, you can do some dead grasses like that as well. Like that with your fan brush. I'm just taking whatever paint I've left on the palette and just adding it on. And if you want a little lighter, you can go a little lighter, and you could use burnt sienna too. I didn't use it, but that's a nice color too for fall and this. Here, I'm going to try a different tone. I'm going to take burnt umber and then maybe add yellow orange to it to lighten up the brown a bit. Make like a rustic brown tone. And then add a little titanium white to that. And then we can do different tones. I hope you're learning lots from this, and that's making a tone too, different kind of tone, dark and light. Maybe I'll add a little grass there to base my tree. And also, while we're playing around here now, I'm going to add a bit of a highlight. I'm going to add a bit of light on my trunk. I'll just take a little orange. I'll just take my dagger striper, a little orange, and then I'll just throw a little light. Probably I can't see this too well in the camera. Just add a bit of orange there. You know, throw it in the grass. This dagger striper is good for doing some, like, if you want to do some fine work, fine lines. It's good for that. See, I'm doing fine grasses too. We never talked about this, but also there's shadows, right? So I'm gonna take ultramarine, and I think I'll use a bit of that purple, that intense purple. Add a little white, not a whole lot, because it's a shadow, and I'm just going to use this round brush here. It's just a cheap little round brush. And then I'm just going to do it to this foliage tree, so the light's coming this way, so our shadow's probably going to be here. And shadows aren't just black, they have a color as well. I'm just going to do a quick little shadow. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. Like that. Maybe it could be a bit darker so I can add more ultramarine to it. Maybe more of that magic purple. Actually, it might be really dark on the camera. And then that gives it, looks like it's not floating. Well, that's the end of this video. I hope you had fun watching. I hope it was helpful, and thank you for watching. I hope you stay tuned as I make a new video. This is bye for now.